We have landing spots for this talented and deep 2025 running back class. Rookie drafts have started, which means it's time to find this year's Tyrone Tracy. It's time to find this year's Kyren Williams. The rookie big board has a great hit rate on finding third and fourth round running backs. I've got 5 options for guys who could return massive value for you in your rookie drafts this year. The depth of this year's running back class pushed a lot of good guys into day 3. I think it's going to lower their fantasy football ADP, but we have some really good landing spots that are paired up with players who I really liked in terms of their prospect tape heading into the NFL draft. That's going to create some really nice opportunity for us late in drafts. So let's go ahead and get into it here, starting with Woody Marks, the running back at USC who lands with the Houston Texans. I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of Woody Marks. I loved his ability to be productive in 3 different offensive schemes at the college level. In particular, I love his pass catching ability. He's got great hands. He has excellent ball skills. He's able to adjust well to balls thrown off target, balls thrown behind him. And Woody Marks continues upfield very well in stride after the catch. When I watch him play, I see a patient runner. I see somebody who will wait for gaps to open up, but once they open, he will attack them. He'll be decisive through them. I like Marks' ability to be explosive, not just through his cuts, but that start-stop explosive ability that you don't see from every prospect. So he's got a lot of juice. I liked his tape. He wasn't getting a lot of hype. I thought he would be an early day 3 pick, and boom, he hits on that, which is really exciting for me because he goes to a good landing spot. We have a Houston Texans offense that added a lot of dynamic pieces in the passing game. It's going to open up the running game a little bit, but also CJ Stroud is desperately in need of a reliable check down running back option. And that could be Woody Marks right away as he eats into Joe Mixon's volume on the ground. So I don't expect him to knock off Joe Mixon's rushing volume this year, but the Houston Texans have an easy out next year from Joe Mixon. He's definitely pushing what we're comfortable age-wise for fantasy purposes. So Woody Marks is checking a lot of boxes here. And I do think he makes some immediate contribution year 1 in this offense. I have him projected for 108 attempts on the ground, 44 receptions. So over 150 targets. That's a really nice mark for a rookie running back to hit. If you're not familiar with projections and doing projections out, 150 touches for a rookie running back is a really nice mark to hit. No pun intended there with Woody. I think he's going to have over 600 total yards. And this one's a little bullish, but I think he could have 6 total touchdowns. We'll call it 4 through the air, 2 on the ground. I do think Marks could have a dual contribution there. And as we head into the 2026 season, I think he very well could be the lead back there in the Houston Texans offense. Now, this next guy here, you could call it copium, you could call it take lock. I'm calling it trusting my eyes, and I'm still drafting Devin Neal in the late 3rd round. By the way, what I'm trying to do here, as you'll see, is I'm trying to highlight different ADP ranges. So I'm trying to identify players at different points of the 3rd and 4th rounds of your draft. We're going to continue working backwards in order of the ADP that I expect these players to have. Now, with Devin Neal, I've compared him a lot throughout this process, tape-wise, to Kyren Williams. When he didn't perform well at the Combine, I compared that to how we let Kyren Williams fall for no good reason. I thought Kyren Williams would be a day 2 pick. He was a day 3 pick, round 6. I thought Devin Neal was a day 2 pick. He was a day 3 pick, round 6. I'm sorry, I just can't stop making the comparisons, folks. And, Kyren Williams also was not drafted into a starting role right away. But with Devin Neal, I think there is a clear rotational back role for him in the short term, and then a long runway there to get to lead back volume. I think both of those things can be true at the same time. So with Devin Neal, let's talk about his skill set. If you're not familiar with his game, decisive runner. I love his ability to anticipate and create space. I mentioned that I've talked about him a lot and that I've liked him a lot throughout the whole process. His vision is one of those reasons. I would say he, in terms of his ability to feel space, create space, anticipate second level space, I would say top 3 running back in the class. I really believe that. He's a shifty runner. Neal is light on his feet, and he's got sharp cuts. Now, he's not the biggest guy, but I do like his lower body strength, and he's got a good enough frame to win in the NFL. He's got a good enough frame to mash in between the tackles. In particular, I like the way he wins leverage. He's got great contact balance. He goes into defenders. He attacks them. He embraces physicality, and he's always finishing through the end of plays. Now, year one projection for Devin Neal, I think it's pretty nice, about 140 touches. And again, that's a good number, folks, for a rookie running back that you're drafting this late in the process. 140 touches is good. I do think Neal will be more on the ground than through the air. And it's not because I don't think Neal can catch the ball. I think he's actually got really underrated pass catching skills. But we have Alvin Kamara there, right? And I do think Alvin Kamara desperately wants, I think the Saints desperately want, and I think Alvin Kamara desperately wants some spell back, right? He wants somebody taking touches away from him on the ground, but they're definitely still going to be 80 plus targets for Alvin Kamara through the air, right? So I'm by no means suggesting that Devin Neal is knocking him out right away. But with this type of projection, you can get Devin Neal into your flex spot, especially as those bye weeks pile up, the injuries pile up. Think how excited folks were for Kendre Miller when he went to New Orleans, right? They saw the clear role in that offense. I never said to take Kendre Miller because he didn't have the tape to fit that role. Devin Neal, he's got the tape to fit that role. There's a clear plan for him. I like it in the short term. I like it in the long term. And I'm going to be drafting a ton of Devin Neal late into the third round and probably into the fourth round in some leagues as well. Now, I've been talking about, my ADP projections and my rookie rankings and my projections here. All of that is available over at patreon.com/rookiebigboard. In addition to volume 2 of the Rookie Big Board Rookie Guide with 80 full prospect profiles, 110 pages to help you prepare for your rookie draft. You also can get into the Rookie Big Board Discord, get personalized advice in our On the Clock Trade Talk channels, just a couple of the big ones right now. It's hard for me to record a video because I'm trying to keep up with all the messages in the On the Clock channel. A lot of personalized advice to help you win your rookie drafts, available for just $5 a month. The link to join will be in the episode description. Now is the time, folks, to get ahead of your league mates. If you like this video, I promise it's just scratching the surface with the type of advice we have for you over at patreon.com/rookiebigboard. That being said, let's keep the advice rolling here. And I'm going to go with a pass-catching running back who I really like. And actually, I'm shocked that I'm not hearing more hype about him because I think he's a good landing spot. That's Brashard Smith, the running back out of SMU, who goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, let's start here with Brashard Smith, and then we'll talk about why I'm so excited about the role that he can play here. And again, somebody who I think you're going to be able to get in the fourth round of rookie drafts. Smith has quick footwork. He's got great lateral agility. He's a really decisive runner. He sees gaps, he hits gaps, and he has some of the best cutback ability in this class, which is really surprising for me because he actually started off as a wide receiver. He played his first 3 collegiate seasons at Miami as a wide receiver, transfers to SMU, plays running back. I've talked about him a decent amount as the Tyrone Tracy of this class, right? So I mentioned off the top, Rookie Big Board hit on Tyrone Tracy, Rookie Big Board hit on Kyren Williams. Well, I've given you my Kyren Williams with Devin Neal. Here's my Tyrone Tracy with Brashard Smith. He's got excellent hands. He's a good route runner. He wins in traffic. And with Smith, right, just like Tyrone Tracy, there's technically a veteran ahead of him on the depth chart. But what does Isaiah Pacheco really do for you right now? You could even throw Kareem Hunt. You could even throw Elijah Mitchell. What do those guys do for you that you can't replace with an explosive skill set in Brashard Smith? And I'm not suggesting Isaiah Pacheco gets 0 touches, right? But why can't, if Smith is able to hit the ground running, show off his dynamic skill set, then it's perfectly reasonable to think that Brashard Smith could have a similar role to Tyrone Tracy at the start of last season, which was as the 1B running back, and then earn those lead back touches throughout the course of the year. This is a conservative projection for Brashard Smith, 105 rushing attempts, 33 receptions. To me, that feels like the floor. That can get you to 500 yards, and then that can get you to 500 yards, and that can get you to 4 touchdowns there. And I want to point out, I think the ceiling is much higher for Brashard Smith. When I'm drafting in the 4th round, I'm drafting for upside, and that's exactly what you're doing with this pick. Now, we're going to move a little bit further down into the 4th round of your rookie draft. So we're going to go mid-4th round here, 405 to 408, and it's Trevor Etienne, another guy who I really liked his tape. He didn't get much respect from the fantasy community as a whole throughout the pre-draft process. And I still haven't heard a lot of chatter, but I think he got a really juicy landing spot here in Carolina. The Panthers have been actively looking for somebody to take some touches away from Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard should not be running the ball 250 times a year. I think the Carolina Panthers coaching staff knows that. I think Chuba Hubbard knows that, right? I think Trevor Etienne came in to immediately give some spell in between the tackles there with Chuba Hubbard, and then you have some long-term upside there because it doesn't look like Jonathan Brooks is going to work out in Carolina. And so that does give Etienne short-term running back 2 slot with running back 1 on the team upside in the long term. What do I like about Trevor Etienne? Why am I excited about him in this range? He's explosive off the snap. I think he hits a nice gear through the second level of the field. He's got good second level explosive ability. He has quick, sharp footwork. It helps him win inside, and it helps him move from inside out. So I do think Etienne's best in between the A and B gap, but he can work off tackle. He's got some flexibility in that way. I like Etienne's ability to shake defenders in tight space. I mean, his cuts really make guys bite. It makes linebackers declare their gaps earlier than they want to. It creates space on the field, and he's able to do it in a really subtle way. And I think whenever running backs win in subtle ways, that can get lost for folks that are not, digging into the tape as much. And it might not be as exciting for some folks. It's exciting for me. And Trevor Etienne is somebody who I get excited about. He's not the biggest guy. He's sub 200. He's like right there. He's like 198, I believe. But he's yoked up. Like he's a filled out 198. And he knows how to use his body. He wins leverage, right? And he's able to push SEC defenders forward. I mean, he is pushing SEC front 7 defenders forward because he's winning leverage. He finishes through the play. He's aggressive. He seeks out contact. And when you're thinking about what's the projection here, can Trevor Etienne be efficient as a rotational runner? That's all he's done, folks. He was efficient for 2 years at Florida as a rotational runner. He was efficient at Georgia as a rotational runner. And I think he could be efficient in Carolina as a rotational runner. 150 touches, 600 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think there's a lot to like about Trevor Etienne. It's not the most upside projection in the world, right? But if you're drafting him in the mid-4th round and then Chuba Hubbard misses time at any point with injury, all of a sudden you have a 200-plus touch running back that you got in the 4th round. So even if you hate Trevor Etienne's tape, at that point, just flip him. Flip him for a 2nd-round pick, and you could cash out right away. I don't know if I would cash out right away because I do believe in his tape, and I do believe in his talent. And there's one more running back here that I absolutely believe in his tape, and I absolutely believe in his talent, and I am absolutely happy about his landing spot, and that's Jordan James. He goes to the San Francisco 49ers, and I know what you're saying. Okay, Matt, Christian McCaffrey, what are we excited about with Jordan James? Anytime you're looking at a guy who you're drafting in the back end of the 4th round, right? A day 3 selection, you're not drafting a starting running back. You're not drafting a starting anything, most likely, at this point in the draft, right? So you need to look for situation, and you need to look for tape profile, situation, scheme match, and you've absolutely got that with Jordan James. In terms of just tape profile, James is one of my favorite players in this class. Wicked twitchy runner, explosive through his cuts. He's got quick feet, agile lateral movement ability. He's a decisive runner. I love James's ability to power through small gaps. I mean, he just absolutely hits small gaps, powers through the other side. And by the way, folks, great in pass protection. Not flashy for fantasy, but he'll get you on the field. He stonewalls defenders in pass protection. He's got a great anchor. He picks up on assignments very well. Christian McCaffrey is the lead back in San Francisco. We know that. We also know he struggled to stay on the field. And we have seen consistently year after year, the San Francisco running backs that are backups, they pop. It only takes one guy to have the hot hand. And I'm taking Jordan James over Isaac Guerrero each and every day. Look what Jordan Mason did last year with opportunity. I think Jordan James has a much better tape evaluation than Jordan Mason. And so that's the upside. That's the potential here with Mason. In terms of a year 1 projection, I do think they're going to want to get him touches. I'm with 145 total touches. He can contribute on the ground or through the air. 650 total yards, which is really great yardage for him, again, as a rotational runner. And then 3 touchdowns. This is projecting, again, like James to pick up volume as the season goes on. But I do think realistically, this is somebody who you could get in the late 4th round or maybe even later if you're playing in a 16-team league or you're playing in a league that has 5 or 6 rounds. I think Jordan James could be available even later than this, and he could be an absolute steal. So I've highlighted 5 of my favorite value plays in this class. I have called out my Tyrone Tracy for this year, which was a big hit for us last year. I've called out my Kyren Williams of this year, which has been a big hit and really helped Rookie Big Board patrons over the last few years. Folks, if you want to win your rookie drafts, now is the time. Head to the link in the episode description to get Rookie Devy Dynasty Rankings, the 2025 Rookie Guide, personalized advice in the Rookie Big Board Discord, full projections for every single NFL player this year, and honestly, so much more for just $5. There's no better way to get ahead of your league mates. There's no better way to win your rookie drafts, and I'm going to be back real soon with some more rookie content.